What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Thingos back again. You already know I'm here to talk about Invincible. Some more, because I fucking love Invincible, man. Like, after y'all watched the first season, people that didn't watch Invincible, people that didn't read Invincible, how can you disagree, bro? The show is fucking live, man. But anyway, we ain't about to talk about how good the show is and shit like that. Even though I could do that until I blow in the face. Nah, what we gonna talk about today is something way cooler and more informative, especially for those of you who haven't read the comic book, or for those of you who love the comic and want to talk a little bit about the differences and really air that out. Now, this segment, this little series that I'm gonna do or start doing, it's gonna be, well, honestly, I don't have a title for it yet, but when I do, I'll let y'all know. But what I'm gonna do is similar to what I talked about yesterday. I'm going to actually have my compendium here for Invincible, and I'm gonna pull up some of the most key points from the show and show you the difference with how they did it in the comic compared to how they did it in the show. Now, the first thing I'm gonna start with in this series is probably one of the biggest things that people took note of, and one of the biggest changes I noticed from the comic, and that's how the Guardians of the Globe got wiped out. Now, in the show, it was, I'm telling you right now, it was much better. In my opinion, I think the show was much better. You actually saw a struggle. You saw a real fight between the Guardians of the Globe and Omni-Man. You saw him wipe them out all in brutal, gruesome ways. Now, it's not to say we didn't see him wipe them out in brutal, gruesome ways in the comic. It's just, in the comic, the Guardians of the Globe didn't even really put up a fight. I'm not even going to say really. They didn't put up a fight at all. Omni-Man took them all out in seconds. And another thing that I liked about the comic that they didn't really do at all was there's like this subtle, it's not really that big, I mean, because honestly, the Immortal couldn't stand a chance to Omni-Man, which I really liked that they changed a lot in the show. In the show, the Immortal had hands, and he was putting up a good fight against Omni-Man, even though we knew he couldn't win that shit. He still put up a pretty good damn fight. In the comic, it was nothing. He was never a challenge to Omni-Man at all, not even a little bit. And but you could see there was kind of like a little subtle rivalry festering with them. Like the Immortal didn't like Omni-Man. You could tell by how he kind of, you know what I'm saying, looked at him and stuff like that. You could see throughout more of the series, you know, why he didn't like him and stuff. I didn't really go too deep into it, but it was at least known that he didn't like Omni-Man or Viltrumites. He even came upon Invincible in a way and just told him like, hey bro, if I gotta catch a fade with you, I will, you know what I'm saying? And then Invincible just like, all right bro, you see what my dad did to you, nigga, you can come catch this smoke if you want to, nigga. That's pretty much what he said. It didn't go like that, but it was funny though. But long story short, Immortal was pretty much seen as a joke, but the rest of the Guardians of the Globe even less so. They got taken care of so fast, it wasn't even funny. You actually was like, damn, when you saw it in the show. And you was like that when you saw it in the comic too, but less so, because like I said, it wasn't really as focused on or as gruesome. So bear with me here. I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm actually going to show you guys the comic. Yeah, righty here. Let's let it focus. All right, so this is issue 7 of Invincible. This is where we first meet the Guardians of the Globe, and this is also the same issue where they get wiped out. See, this is the cover of the issue if it was on a regular, like, single issue, issue 7, the Guardians of the Globe. Pretty funny cover, I gotta say. Now, we get to see Mark here. He's knocked the fuck out. I'm talking about, like, knocked the fuck out. It would have been cool if they had this part in the show, but they didn't. Got a little humor there, right there. You see it says, after a long week of late night superheroic Saturdays are an excellent time to catch up on your sleep. And he's still asleep. And he's still asleep. And he's still asleep. And it says, of course, some have more sleep to catch on than others. You know what I'm saying? So cool little joke. Stuff like that happens in the comic all the time. Damn, I forgot it was on the next page too. Nigga still knocked out. And see that? It's like, some have a lot more sleep to catch up on than others. Now we get this cool scene. these are actually the introduction of the characters that we see in the comic. In the comic, we never actually got that scene at the White House where the Guardians of the Globe came in all heroic to save the day and stuff like that. Now, I feel like Robert Kirkman actually put that scene in like that to kind of throw people off, have them think that it was going to be a more typical heroic type show that rips off a lot of other shows. And the Guardians of the Globe were made as characters that were direct parodies of actual characters like Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, you know what I'm saying, the Martian, Green Lantern and all that, you know. But the joke was he had them all get wiped out. Now this is Darkwing's place, his area of, you know, his jurisdiction. It's called Midnight City. Now I hope they actually show us more of Midnight City and that whole thing about what's his name? The weather. What was his name? Somebody did some kind of. Let me see. Oh yeah, right here. Boop. It says it right here. There's no day and night not since Midnight Magician. That's his name, Midnight Magician. I was about to say Weather Wizard. I'm thinking about the Flash. But this guy named Midnight Magician, he succeeded in a suicide mission 3 years ago. Pretty much, I'm guessing he did something that made the entire city just nighttime all the time. Maybe he let off like a night nuke or something. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Robert Kirkman literally called it that. Then we get our look at Darkwing. This is how he looks in the comic. You know, get the introduction to him, similar to how it happened in the show. He pops up, beats the bad guy's asses, ties them up, and then he gets a call to go to the Guardians of the Globe headquarters for an emergency, so he gets up out of there. Now, you see how they switched it? In the show, he was actually the last one to get called, but in the comic, he was the first one to get called. So that's a comparison right there. And next is when we get introduced to Cursed. He's not a member of the Guardians of the Globe, but I think he's part of the Rogues Gallery for Red Rush. And Red Rush ended up taking him out in a second. They got that scene still in there where he saves somebody and then he comes back to his date, Olga. Is her name Olga in the comic? Let's see here. Nah, it's not. And I actually like the scene better in the show because even though Red Rush wasn't a big character, that was a really good exchange and scene of dialogue that he had with Olga before he inevitably went to his death, which made it more sad, honestly. Here, he just got the fuck up out of there as soon as he got back to his date, and she was complaining about him leaving in the middle of their dates, and I think that was just a date. I don't even think like they was like really together. Like, I don't know if this Olga or what, bro. Then, you know, we got War Woman here. We got Tatais, you know. But War Woman, oh look, got ass too. Damn. But nah, yeah, they didn't show all this, man. They didn't show all this in the show. In the show, you know what I'm saying, they show War Woman like the CEO of a company or something. And this one, she had just got done clapping cheeks, and then right after clapping cheeks, bro, the God of War just breaks through her damn wall and tries to catch a fade, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that would have been a much. That's definitely a win for the comic, bro. That's a ding. You know what I'm saying? That's a win for the comic right there. We should have seen that animated. That would have been cool. This was exactly the same. Aquarius, he ain't got shit to do. Bro was actually asleep in the comic, though. He wasn't even asleep in the show. In the show, he was just leaning on his hand. This nigga was knocked the fuck out. Like, look at his ass, bro. Gone, bro. Just gone. Bro, drooling. Who else we got, man? We got the Martian here. Yeah, that's right, the Martian man right there. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I thought this shit was kind of funny. They up in space, Martian man and Green Ghost, they teamed up. You know what I'm saying? The look, man, I swear to God, this Brainiac, ain't it? But nah, Brainiac, well, not really Brainiac, but this Brainiac looking machinery is squeezing Green Ghost. And he like, oh, another change, Green Ghost is actually male in the comic. Good at the show, she was a female. I'm still kind of mad at how they hit us with that bait and switch Bro, I swear to God, when I first watched the first episode, I thought Green Ghost was bad. Like, I thought she was sexy as fuck. Like, when they switched to that scene. And they knew what they was doing, too. Making her bald-headed and shit, bro. They got her looking like a cartoon, an animated version of Amber Rose. Like, posing and shit, taking pictures. I'm like, damn, she looking good, huh? And then, like, when you see who taking the pictures, that's Green Ghost. Ugly as hell, bro. Man, let me stop playing, bro. She wasn't that ugly, but still, though, she wasn't as bad as the other one. They knew what they was doing. Robert Kirkman, you knew what you was doing, bro. Only reason I'm talking shit is because I know you knew what you was doing. Bro ain't stupid. He knew that shit was funny as fuck. But I thought it was funny how, like, Green Ghost was getting squeezed, and he just told him, like, bro, like, if you don't phase out, if you don't turn invisible, like, nigga, that's your trademark. That's your power, bro. Your name is Green Ghost, and you ain't turning into a ghost. And then he said, oh, yeah, I forgot I could do that. So, you know, I thought that was pretty funny right there. We have them getting the alert soon as they finish with that. And I thought it was funny how, like, he spits it out. It's all disgusting, and then he got to swallow it, and he just comments on how he hates that shit. And it's another little funny little joke, little back and forth that they had in the comic. That wasn't even in the show. In the show, she just swallowed, just popped the shit like a pill. Popped the shit like a Zanny. She just threw it in her mouth, just bloop, and it was just over with. You know what I'm saying? This was just like the comic, though. The Immortal just throwing this nigga that looked just like the Vulture up in space. That shit was funny as hell. Once again, another detail that they put in the comic that they didn't put in the show. He said he got cancer, and he ain't got that much longer to live, and he taking himself out in the whole city with him. In the show, he just said he had plutonium and he was taking the city with him for no reason. Like, bro's just deciding to kill himself. Like, I'm like, come on, bro. Y'all could have really added that dialogue in. I don't know why y'all didn't do that. But with him throwing him in space and saying, when in doubt, throwing him in space, he really did that. And in the comic, the Immortal was the last one to come to the call, you know, being the leader and everything. It wasn't Darkwind. And they like, this it right here, y'all. This how it happened in the comic. They like, bro, so why you call this emergency meeting? He like, I didn't call that shit. And they like, wait, what? And then, bruh, literally the next page, bloodshed. Look, this is how quick it happened in the comic. No fight or nothing. Omni-Man just zoop, bop, slammed Aquarius and Red Rush's head together. Cut off Green Ghost's head quick as hell. Completely twisted War Woman's neck, which is actually accurate to the comic. Ripped out the damn guts, I don't even know how, of Martian Man. Jeez. And impaled right through the stomach of Darkwing. It happened so fast, the Immortal couldn't even see it. He killed all them niggas so fast, bro, they couldn't even see it, bro. In the comic, bro, that shit wasn't no joke. And he said, you coward, show yourself. You may have caught the others by surprise, but I won't be so easy. You can't hide from me forever. And then this is the part I like that they completely took out the show. I never liked you. Bop! Then he get his head cut clean off. And then you get the reveal. Omni-Man, bloody, standing over the decapitated body of the Immortal saying, the feeling's mutual. Not a scratch on him. Like in the show when he actually put up a fight, got his ass fucked up and passed out. And they turned it into like more of like a detective story and shit because he was trying to act like he got beat up too. And he the only one to survive. And that would act as a good cover for them not knowing that he was the one that actually did it. Like, you know, they literally had to change around so much to turn it into like this murder mystery. But I like how they did it in the show. And like I said in previous videos, whatever you feel like you may have not gotten in the show, turn to the comic. Like I just showed you, there are a lot of differences just in that issue alone. Like minor differences and huge ones. There's a lot of changes. So I know you guys have got to be at least a little bit curious on the other changes that they did throughout season 1. Don't worry though, your boy Thingo's got you. We're gonna go through all of it. I'm gonna let you guys know as much as I possibly can with actually showing you the comparisons, what they changed, you know what I'm saying, in the first season from the comic and the show. I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing this with you guys. Let me know what you think about this first video that I dropped, you know, comparison, the Guardians of the Globe focused episode. You know, there's probably a lot of other things in episode 1 that they changed in the comic. I gotta rewatch the entire season and pick it out, but this was just focusing on the Guardians of the Globe in particular, and mainly just that ending scene. So let me know what you think about the changes. Which one do you prefer, how they did it in the show or the comic? Which one did I prefer? I prefer the show, but I really like things that they did about the comic as well. I feel like I said, it's tit for tat. You gotta have them both and you'll get enjoyment either way. But yeah, man, that's it for this video. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, man, let me know what you think. Like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe. And you already know I'm gonna put the link to Invincible Disciples, the IDs, in the comment section below. Join the Discord, you know what I'm saying? Hit that link. And also, if you're on Facebook, join Viltrumites Take Flight. That's the Facebook group. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter at Thingos. You already know what time it is, man. And yeah, I hope you're having a good one, man. And peace. See y'all next time.